Well, hello, people. Today, this is Linda from North Central Texas, and I thought I would fix something a little bit different. We're going to cook us some old-fashioned Creole gumbo, and I'm going to do it in this pan. I'm hoping it's going to be big enough. And I'm doing it because it's so hard to show what's on the stove when you're cooking. So this is an easier way. I'm going to go ahead and heat up this pan. Put a little bit of oil in here. And I am going to turn on a pot of rice. I'm cooking my rice separately. So we'll get that pot of rice going. I'm just cooking 1 cup of rice because that's going to be, that'll be enough for me to eat gumbo for like several meals this week. Now while the pan's heating up, I'm taking some, this is just smokehouse sausage, pecan smoked, or pecan. Back home we say pecan. This just happens to be pork and venison, which Walmart has a lot, you know, and I love to get it because it's not quite as fatty. But hey, who cares when it comes to putting it in gumbo, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out of the package. Well, there it goes. It's supposed to slide right out. My neighbor's got his saw running, which that's okay. He's got jobs to do too. And I'm just going to slice mine in just little round circles, little discs. I was going to go live with this, but my internet keeps messing up. It boots me offline. So I said I can't go live, and it cut off half the video. So I decided just to record it. Turn it up on high a little bit till it gets hot. I love gumbo. I don't know about y'all. And I'm told the rule of gumbo is you got to stir it with a wooden spoon. I don't know what that has to do with it, but hey, I'm using a wooden spoon, so. And it would get hot if I had it all the way plugged in, right? I was wondering why it was not getting hot. I didn't have the cord plugged in all the way. Now, one of the ingredients I don't have is filet, as they call it. It's like a sassafras herb that I don't have, so I'm just not going to worry about it. It's not going in there. Plain and simple. Now, while that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and cut my bell pepper. You'll need at least one big bell pepper. And you know what I'm going to do with my seeds. They're going to go in my garden. Because that's where I got most of my bell pepper from last year. It was right from the seeds out of the bell pepper that I cooked. I mean, I did plant some, but a lot of it came up from a bell pepper that I had just thrown the seed pod out there from. And just dice this pepper up. Now you can use a red bell pepper, green bell pepper, yellow. It doesn't matter, whatever bell pepper you want to put in there. I just happen to have a green one. And I do need to chop up my celery. You need about 3 stalks of celery, large stalks. My rice has come to a boil, so you know what we do, we turn it down. to low and put a lid on it. And sorry, but the sound is to my chopping. I know some of these videos, they deaden out the chopping sound and all that, but hey, I can't do that. And I do have to get my onions chopped. It calls for scallions. And I've got green onion tops, so I'm just going to cut up my green onion tops and use those. And those come from my Egyptian walking onions. I hear the sanitation truck out there. Got all this stuff flying out on the table. See if I can get it in the bowl. Just noticed my pot was not, my pan is not level. So I got to make it level. I think that's browned good enough. We're going to get it all out of there temporarily. we're just going to set that aside for right now. I've got half a cup of butter. And I'm just going to put right down in my pan. Got to get this butter melted. Sure my camera's still on. Now we've got a half a cup of flour. It calls for all-purpose flour. All I have is self-rising, so I'm using my self-rising. And yes, we're making a roux. Gotta have a roux. Hoping you can see all this. And we're just going to brown that a little bit. And while that's cooking, I'm going to chop my garlic. You need about 3 or 4 little cloves of garlic. Or if you've got garlic, minced garlic in a jar that you buy already minced, that'll work too. I use it a lot of times, but I just happen to have fresh garlic, so I thought I'd use it. And don't get one individual clove mixed up with the whole bulb. Some people don't know that when they say a garlic clove, it's just one individual little piece of that bulb. And they think they mean a whole garlic bulb, and it's not. I mean, if you really like garlic, I mean, go for it, but and if all of you got is garlic powder, put about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon of garlic powder in there. And I have to refer to my directions because it's been a long time since I fixed it exactly like this. So. And you're supposed to cook this until it's kind of caramelized, which it is already. So I'm going to add my okra, my bell peppers, my onions. I got one bell pepper chopped. And like I said, you can use red bell pepper, yellow, gold, it doesn't matter. I've got 2 semi-large onions chopped, and I've got half of a red onion because that's all I had left. I'm putting those in there. I'm going to put a few of my scallions in there, not many, or my green onions. And we need to cook these for about 15 minutes. Go ahead and get my seeds. Because like I said, I will be planting those. No seeds go to waste here. I can get them up on this knife, get in here. Just set those aside. But we got our sausage here. Something else we're going to add is some fresh shrimp. And the recipe calls for shrimp that is not even shelled or anything, but guess what? I don't like putting all that in my gumbo. So I'm pulling the shells off of these while because I don't want to have to sit there and pull shells off of my shrimp when I go to eat them. I pop those tails off. And I forgot to get a bowl to put them in. And you can buy frozen shrimp that are already deveined and peeled. Brookshire's had a special on shrimp yesterday when I was in there just picking up a dozen eggs. So I bought a package of shrimp. I think it's about a pound maybe. Yeah, it's almost a pound, not quite. Yeah, I don't like to have to shell my food after it's cooked and everything. I mean, it's good that way, but hey, it's messy. And I like to cut out all the messiness when I go to eat. What we're doing is just sauteing our vegetables until they're tender before we add a lot of the other ingredients. And this recipe, I think, calls for 2 pounds of shrimp, but that is without the sausage. I'm adding sausage, so I'm only putting 1 pound of shrimp in. Because my gumbo is shrimp and sausage gumbo. Yeah, it's a little time consuming, but hey, you got to wait on your vegetables to cook, so. It's already smelling good, y'all. Like I said, I don't know what problem they have with our internet, but I couldn't go live because the internet kept cutting off. And I called them and they said they were doing some kind of work. So, just have to put up with it, I guess. Yeah, I don't like getting holes in my food after everything is cooked. To me, that is just not good at all. It ruins the dish to my way of thinking. I guess, though, in Louisiana, they don't mind it. I like the gumbo, but I don't want the peelings. At least I spared you me cutting up them onions and crying through the whole thing. Now you can make this with just sausage. You don't have to add the shrimp. I love the shrimp in it, or any seafood that I can get to put in it. But yeah, you can just make it with sausage. Get a good Cajun or kielbasa sausage. Or do like I'm doing and use pork and venison sausage. It's all good. And don't forget to check on your rice. It's coming along pretty good. Go ahead and turn that off, because it doesn't take long to cook parboiled rice, and that's what that is. Ooh, this is going to be some good eating, y'all. Even with just the sausage, it's going to be good. going to go ahead and pour in 2 cups, 32 ounces. Well, no, it's 4 cups. I'm sorry. 4 cups of chicken broth. Now, if you don't have chicken broth, you can make it with bouillon. That's what I did. Just dissolve your bouillon in there, and I'm going to rinse out the bottom because some of my bouillon is down in the bottom. Now I'm also I've got a can of tomatoes, and these are chili ready, so it doesn't matter what kind of tomatoes. I don't think I want to put that in there. And it also calls for okra, which it calls for fresh okra, but all I've got is tomatoes, okra, and corn, so I'm going to put a can of that in there. Don't have any okra in the garden yet. It's not growing. Not time for okra in the garden yet, but okay, I'm also going to put my sausage back in after I eat a piece. I'm also going to put a teaspoon of pepper, black pepper. Trying to measure it out without taking the lid off, but I'm not going to be able to do it. About a teaspoon of paprika. You can use smoked paprika, just regular paprika, any of it that you have. Three-quarter teaspoons of, that don't know in there. About 3/4 teaspoon of thyme. I'm going to put in 3 bay leaves. And we all know you take your bay leaves out before you eat it. You don't want to eat a bay leaf. I'm going to put, see how much did it say? About a teaspoon of parsley. I'm going to put got how much Worcestershire sauce? 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm also going to put a couple of pinches of bay leaves in there. And I've got dried bay leaves or basil leaves from, the garden. It's one thing I had plenty of last year was basil. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it. That'll help cook it a little bit faster while I finish peeling my shrimp. Yeah, if you don't know how to make that Creole seasoning, all it is the ingredients that I just put in here. You use, I'll go ahead and give you a list of the ingredients for the gumbo seasoning. 1½ teaspoon of paprika, 1½ teaspoon of garlic, 3/4 teaspoon black pepper, 3/4 teaspoon onion powder, 3/4 teaspoon dried oregano, 3/4 teaspoon dried thyme, 3 bay leaves, and then you just add your other stuff. The only thing I didn't put in there was onion powder. I don't have any, I don't think, but I've got enough onion in there to make up for the onion powder. And I put fresh garlic instead of garlic powder. So you can substitute. If you use fresh garlic, you don't have to use garlic powder. And vice versa. If you have garlic powder, use your garlic powder. And I will throw those out in the yard later for the animals because I don't like shrimp peelings in my garbage. It smells pretty terrible. And I think I'm through with my cutting board. We'll take a plate and put that in. Come over here and wash my shrimp. Turn it down just a little bit because they say to slow simmer it. And I've got to get a little taste of it. See if something needs to be added or not. That's good, y'all. I'm going to clean up some of my mess while that's cooking a little bit. about that, y'all. Just a little bit of cleanup to do. Now we'll get back over here and see how our gumbo's doing. I made a mess on my controls. I wanted to see how my vegetables are coming. Try one of these bell peppers and see how it is for doneness. It's looking good, y'all. Now, most people will tell you need to cook this for 2 or 3 hours. I don't usually do that. When my vegetables are done, like the onions and all this other stuff is cooked, I just add my shrimp. And you know, it doesn't take long for shrimp to cook. Plus, I'm hungry, y'all. See how much time I got on here. I don't want it to look like it takes forever and a day to cook gumbo. I mean, it will take a little while longer because we got to get that cooked. Oh, and I forgot my hot sauce, y'all. I got some Texas Bull's Hog Tennessee Red. We're going to put about a tablespoon of that in there. Now, if you don't like real hot spices, don't add it. Now, you can use any kind of hot sauce. See if I can get some of these spices put up. Little turntable up there sure comes in handy when you have a lot of spices. You don't have to dig them all out to find one. Get some of this out of the way. Because when that gets done, I'm going to eat me a bowl of it. That is some good stuff right there. Take just a couple of more minutes. And as y'all know, the best thing to do is eat gumbo in a bowl. So I'm going to put me some rice in there in just a second. Taste it since I put that hot sauce. It's not really hot. I don't like mine too hot. Get a spoon and dip me some of that out. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Mmm. Look at that, y'all. Whoops. Now what you do too is take some of your scallions or your green chopped onions and just garnish the top. Or you can just dump them all in there and cook them. It doesn't matter. But I have got to try this. Woo. Lordy. Got to try this stuff. Looking good. Yes, sirree. Cajun shrimp and sausage gumbo, y'all. That is good there. Y'all have some. Forgive me. Lord bless this food I'm about to eat. Bless everybody watching. Amen. That is so good, y'all. Fix you a pot of Cajun gumbo, shrimp and sausage gumbo. That is so good. I got a piece of shrimp hull. It is so good, y'all. And if you're like me and you're only feeding one, you can freeze this in containers. Cook rice later and just take it out as you want it. But this is something good. You can add clams, you can add scallops, shrimp, sausage, crawdads even. I don't particularly like to mess with them, but and those were roasted tomatoes that was in that can, so that makes it even better. Just enough heat to it to make it good. I can't stop eating it, y'all. It's so good. Well, I don't want to keep eating in front of everybody, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends about my videos so they can enjoy them and get some of my recipes. And I guess I'll see you on my next one. Y'all have a good day. Bless everybody. Love y'all. Bye.